Hey guys, welcome back. John Megacycle here playing Utopia, the creation of a nation, one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. I said that like a question, of all time? Uh, this one, way back when in the day, 1993, I guess is when this game came out. And yeah, Blockbuster was around, that's how I picked this one up, played it. I rented this game probably so many times, I could have just bought the game and the console, and the cow, and the horse, and the farm. Like, it's just I played it so often that it was just one of those. And with rentals, like Blockbuster was back in the day, it's like you rent the game, you get it for so many days, and then you have to return it. Just like, I guess Redbox is nowadays or whatever. But it was just, I guess I'm really dating myself with this conversation, aren't I? But really, once you got the game in your house, like, you just played the crap out of it. You played it until you couldn't play it anymore, and then you returned it, and then a couple weeks later, you get it again, or whatever. I might have put my mom in debt with how often I asked for some money to get this game. Good times. Anyway. One of the classics, in my opinion, in my book. I really enjoy this game, absolutely hands down. Solid performer, in my opinion. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of thrills, whatever. Even way back when, but it's certainly solid. It's got good performance. It doesn't crash. It doesn't anything bad. I mean, I'm not saying anything appropriately right now. I'm just using all of my three-letter words. It can run good, can great, good game have. Just shouting incoherently. I guess even with PC games back then and even now, new device drivers, new everything, just keep screwing with stuff, and there could be a time where I just pop up in and like Command & Conquer Generals doesn't work, like it hasn't for last week for no reason. And that always kind of brings me back to console games. I love the crap out of console games. Even though the most recent console I have is a PS3, please check the time and date, because if you're on PlayStation 7, please have mercy. But anyway, it's like still like console games, like even Super Nintendo, I'm always happy to come back to. Just like some of my fondest memories are here. Perfect. 2 mines. That's going to get us ore production. Happy with that. So I do want a couple of turrets. Turrets are expensive as crap. $7,000 really puts a dent in you. I just built an air facility. We're doing all right on power. Pretty soon I'm going to want another power production facility. The birth rates, we're going to leave that on high until I think we hit about 1,000. Like, I'm really going to work on... Yeah, I don't have any tech. Go figure. I don't know what I'm even going to read there. Great. Are you warning me about stuff? No? Okay. You have about 2 or 3 years before the aliens really get... You could take more money by constructing workshops and trading. What do you think I'm doing? Did I not trade this month? Is that why you're warning me? Yeah, I just built the mines. Yeah, perfect. $7,000 right there. Or did I do that math wrong? Oh, I was looking at my units, not the demand. Bah! Anyway, this is another 3,000 if I had enough fuel to sell. Sell tech at 4. I don't think so. Wait till I'm producing that stuff on my own. Then it's going to be even funnier. I do want to check my store capacity. I think I have to do that on the store itself. Oh, we're plenty good. Plenty good on storage. No problem. We're going to get maybe 2 turrets up here. Like, I don't know, like 1 here and 1 here or something. Like, I do want a few turrets defending, like, my power stations. That is probably the most significant early on investment you can choose to make that decision of cranking out power generators like that. It's, like I said, I've said it before, it's expensive, but oh my god, is it worth it. Sweet Jiminy Christmas, it's worth it. Okay, now, for the sports arena. This is what I wanted to show a little bit earlier. You have the sports complex, which I believe does some passive good. People can go spend their money, watch a sports thing, a sports game, something. I don't know what sport. They don't say that. Or you can call an event. What'll happen is every single person in the colony will go to the sports event. It's a month off. There's no building. There's no... I don't think there's any production. But either way. Everyone just goes to the sports arena. Yeah, you can't build anything. Structures that you've built will continue building, but you can't build anything new. Okay. Well, that throws a wrench in my plans. I'm just going to put this right here. At least give me something. I want 2 more power generators. 2 more power jennies. That's the thing that always throws me off, is when you're low on power, especially if you're going to go for the heavy generators, they take so bloody long to build. So you have to plan ahead. You have to plan ahead at least a little bit. When the money really starts flowing, I think I'll build a new generator at least every 3 months or every 2 months, depending on how quickly you're accelerating. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months, right around there. The funny thing is, now that I'm looking at these power stations, they look a lot more like prisons than power stations, don't they? Like, it looks like a cell block. Huh. Anyway. That's another thing that reminds me, with the limitations and how much playable space you see, that was a really creative way to get around the limitation of the Super Nintendo. Or maybe it was just convenient programming to make sure that you were, not using up all your RAM. I don't know. Either way, boop, power station. That'll sedate that for quite some time. Solar panels are adorable. I'm going to phrase it like that. This is going to give me $150. No, $500. That's fine. The problem is, with this game, eclipses, like solar events happen way too often for them to be reliable. With certain upgrades, this can actually double in production. I think it produces 4 now. It can produce 8. But the problem is there's no batteries. There's no long-term storage unless you want to build a crap ton of flux pods. So the problem is it eats up a ton of space, even with that upgrade. So with this upgraded, it'll produce 8 megawatts. I think we'll double check that. And this produces 50. So 8 times 4 is what, 32? So 50 minus 32 is 18? I think I did that right. So there's 18 power you're missing out of just on space. Does this actually say? Yeah, 50 megawatts. So let's go check the solars. That's the thing, is the game tracks all the interrupts. 4 megawatts. Yep, so that doubles to 8, like I was saying. We have a little cash. I'm going to dump some in the spy grant. Now, with how spying works is, what we've done is we've just filled the spy grant. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how long it takes. I remember that now. The spy grant is, we're hiring a spy team, we're training them, that's where the money goes. The money also gets deducted on a per report basis. So whenever we get a report, it'll say spy report in. How are we doing here? 70% density? That's fine. I'm more concerned about this. I need more fuel. Or food. Ugh. There's fuel, food, both start with F, they're right next to each other. I don't have an explanation. Power, we're underpowered, so thank goodness I'm building another generator, which probably won't be built by the end of the month, so I'm probably going to have an outage. Damn. That's okay. Anyway, back to spies. We hire a team, we train a team, we get deducted from the account every time we get a spy report, so we'll see it. It'll actually say spy report in, we'll be able to read it, and it'll have all the stuff. So it'll actually be, hey, we're about to go check out the alien species, we're going to take this nice and slow, we have the money, we're going to do this carefully. And that's kind of how that works. In more aggressive, I don't know why I did that, in more aggressive maps and matches, what'll happen is it'll say, I think your spies can get captured. So the problem with that is they'll learn more about you and they'll attack more aggressively, or they'll come from sides that you're weak and vulnerable, or at least a little more exposed, and that gets problematic on the quick. Did I trade? The thing is, you trade so often in this game, I kind of forget when I do and when I don't. Oh my gosh, yes. That's a bunch of hydroponic plants right there. I'm going to save my fuel? Question mark? 5 is an alright price, but yeah, see, here we go. Gems at 92. We paid 1. I think I didn't pay much at all for this, but that's not a ton of cash. What was that, 1,000, 2,000? But that's a nice investment to get that back for almost nothing, for almost no work on our part. That's the thing that matters. it really just comes down to, a lot of strategy games really come down to how particular you are. Hey, spy report in, fantastic. Alien city discovered to the south of the colony. We have not yet entered the city, but will do so soon. No, I wasn't done with that. There we go. It is difficult to determine anything about them from this distance, more details later. Okay, the science intelligence reports break down as such. An alien tech level, our tech level, the spy grant money remaining, the page of the report, and the report. So now the spy grant is empty. So our spies can't do anything, they're not funded. So I'm going to build a few more of these workshops, and then we're going to go ahead and fill up the spy grant again. So they're from the south. So that's important. The south is this away, clearly. So I want to start emphasizing more of my defense construction. We'll probably cut a line right here, a couple of radar towers, some turrets, and that's where they're going to be coming from. So that's our next plan. Another thing about this game is it requires a good amount of financial structure, economy, discipline. If we just built power plants and residential till the day is done, then yep, there's our power warning, which should get rectified fairly quick, actually. If we built nothing but power plants and crap and everything... That was a weird noise. The problem with that is that we wouldn't have any money to increase our economy. So you do a little economy, do a little industry, do a little of defense. And then that way, depending on how the enemy hits you, you have money, you have an economy to back yourself up with. You have something to fall back on. Otherwise, it's a bloody travesty if you've got nothing. Okay, yeah, if you've got nothing to fall back on, especially if you don't have a good economy. That's just terrible. Okay, third power plant's constructed. We're going to be okay unless we have another solar eclipse. But we're going to build one, maybe two more power plants, and then you're going to see the way I talk is kind of the way this game works, is it throws you enough for curveballs. Curveballs, I said that right. Right. It throws you enough curveballs that it's like, okay, I'm going to do this thing this turn. And then, oh crap, another thing happened, I need to do this thing this turn. And then your brain explodes and then you die. No, but there's enough to it that even though I'm just sitting here talking, oh, God, dang it. Nasty viruses are the worst. Alright, well, that's something that's going to reduce the population growth, I think, and maybe a lot of deaths, but that's just going to have to figure itself out. If you don't have hospitals, you're in a really bad place. There we go, back online. Quality of life is starting to dip. Bad stuff happens when that hits 10. 10 is the lowest the quality of life will go, and I'll explain that in a second. Or fuel. No, I'm not selling anything for 2. Oh, for 110? Heck yeah. Let's get that out of my inventory. Okay, one more power plant. I'm happy with that. Food? Food was a thing? Food, I think, was low, right? No, we're good on that. Those just finished. Our power production will be at 200 megawatts just from the power stations. So I'm happy with that. Next, I want defense or labs. Let's go labs. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I remember now. Did I already do this? I did do that. I should have like a thing on my desk that I just turn over every time I do it. Anyway, the quality of life will drop no more than 10%. As it's dropping to 10%, there will be murders, there will be crimes, there will be... what's the thing when they take money? Oh, embezzlement. I was going to say pillaging, but I mean, that's kind of that. There'll be embezzlement, so you'll lose money. People will die. People will be mad. That's not a good thing at all. When it hits 10% and it sits there for too long, you could be, let's call it, removed from service. I don't remember if it's a you're fired, get out, or if it's a they kill you. Because considering you have the power to change people's lives and you're willingly keeping it at 10%, let's see, it's 26, now it's 25. Thank goodness I built that power generator. I'm going to get another store. Stores are also another thing I just sprinkle in here and there, because as your base ramps up and you become more and more productive, it makes a lot of sense that you're going to need more storage. See, as we're not buying stuff. Oh, I will buy fuel for 1. Absolutely. Thank you. I don't skip on buying stuff for 1 or 2. Oh, buy all the weapons. Oh, I forgot weapons. Dang it. That's okay. Good investments on the cheap. That's what counts. Okay. I remember I said like an hour ago I wanted to crank up my spy budget. That hasn't happened. Oh, so many things. So many wonderful things I want to do, and so little monies to do it. Yeah, so 10%, that's what happens. And the game concludes when you hit 100% quality of life. Now, in the time I've played this, it's only happened to me twice where I did not destroy the aliens, but I still got 100% quality of life. I don't know if that's even possible or if that's even in the rules, but every other time I trash the aliens and then I worry about getting the quality of life up to 100, because then I don't need money for anything. You can turn the population growth rate to low, and you can just move on, do whatever. Taxes to 0, and you can just build sports arenas, because you'll make more than enough through trade. Let's just get a perimeter here. There we go. I'm going to build 3 or 4 more, and that's going to be a good start. Fuel at 2 or at 1. Yep. Weapons at 1. No, I'm not gonna sell back the same weapons for 1. That's dumb. That's dumb on toast. That's dumb in any language. Still looking good. That power generator's got to come online, hopefully this month. Okay, we're gonna change birth rate down to medium, maybe low. The thing is, right now I don't have enough money to support the infrastructure. Let's go to low for a little bit. Even though I'm loving the extra tax revenue which I'm getting, the big problem is I can't support the infrastructure. Okay, great. Oh, good. So at the end of this month, not only will all my jennies be online, my power jennies, but also my solar collectors. Are there solar power plants? I don't know why I designated them as 2 separate things. Whenever I can, I absolutely love being as green as possible. Like in SimCity 2000, yeah, I'm also dating myself there, how about that? In SimCity 2000, I would work so hard terraforming the land so I could build nothing but wind power plants and solar power plants and hydro dams. That's it. It'd be 100% clean, and with hydro and wind, you didn't have to pay upkeep. The power plants never exploded. It was awesome. So the cool thing is, like normally the way SimCity works is a power plant explodes after 50 years or something. Those power plants don't. This is where this counts. Sell all the food. Nope, that's enough for another power plant. I'm happy with that. Fuel isn't going to get much more expensive. Like, it's not going to jump in price, but the point is, I want to make sure I can get the stuff I want to get done, and nope. Okay. I didn't see the little... Is it there? Nope. Okay, whatever. Ding. And I'm going to want a turret or 2 up there. Even though it says they're coming from the south, nothing's stopping, like, aircraft from just swinging all the way around. And, oh, that's an enemy attack sound. Sounds like a funny pogo stick, yeah? So what did they give us? They gave us about 2 years. 2 years to get our stuff together. That's not too bad. So a few more turrets, another radar, another flux pod, and that's going to give us some good eyesight. And then what we'll do is we'll figure out where they're attacking from, and then we'll fortify there. The thing is, it's far too expensive to defend all 4 sides. So that's where this gets a little tricky. So here. Dang it, nothing to sell. I'll buy the ore though. And that leaves us with just enough cash for a radar and a flux pod. Now see, our quality of life was 26 and now it's 30. So I don't know if the security centers that we had are finally starting to fill up with troops, and quite possibly the hospitals are finally full of doctors and such. Let's take a quick gander at what we're doing here. Air is important, and soon, and power. Oh, I just built that other power plant, so that's good. Do you have anything to say? Yeah, a lot of pollution. I get you. This is good. This is maintainable. Low is maintainable for a while. Colony's developing well. Your tech, I don't care. I'm tech 1. 17 scientists. We're getting there. Insufficient funds. Yeah, I've got to do that in the science budget. I advise the construction of another command center in case the existing one is damaged later. Good call. And what do you have to say? Colony's developing well. Okay. Yeah, when he starts screaming tanks, that's when you gotta mobilize. Absolutely. That's when everything is starting to either, if not hit the fan, you at least know that your enemy has a technological bump up on you. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Doo-doo-dee-doo-dee. Doo-dee-doo. Okay, I see no enemies thus far. Sounds good. Oh, I have a 2-second break here. I'm out of cash. Stuff is building. Things are looking pretty solid. This is just maybe to some people looking at it with fresh eyes, this is probably the most boring thing ever. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. But I don't know, man. This is just kind of what I grew up with. Especially games with like Dune 2, where it was slow. You did have to be patient to get that spice shipment in. You did have to wait a little bit. Things did take some time. It wasn't nearly as quick pickup and playable as a lot of the games nowadays that are really designed for like tournament play and such. It was definitely a different time and a different kind of game. Yep, I'll sell ore for 5. I'll also sell a crap ton of tech for 30. And I will sell weapons for 15. That's great. I'll also buy ore for 2. That's good trade. Perfect trade. Started at 7,000. Now we're sitting on 26,000. Good. Now we have some good coverage on this southern end. What was next? I want another life support, another command center. Yeah, when the command center is down, you can't trade, can't talk to your advisors. It turns into a right mess. It is not fun. Let's see, are they getting any closer? Nothing yet. %, quality of life, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid, I like that. Oh, I need more power generators, that's right. Build this life support. Maybe 3 more hydroponics. Another security. Actually, that's what I want to build. I want to build another security. And life support. Every time this song comes on, I think of Gurr. Doody doody doo 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 doo. Doody doo 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 doo. Doo doody. Doo doody. I made mashed potatoes. Right there. Doo doody. Time to trade. Yes, dump that food. Sounds like the name of my new game show. Dump that food! Okay. I need more power. I just built another air facility. I want 2 more. I just built another hydroponics as well. I'm pretty happy with that. Good. We can live at that density for a while. 80 is alright. It's going to take maybe the rest of the year for us to get that topped off. Wait, what month is it? March? Yeah. We're probably okay to the rest of the year, but not much past that. I didn't build more turrets up here, did I? Oh, crap. Okay, I'll have to take care of that. Either way, 2 more power plants here. And I think with next month's trade, we should be able to get enough for more power plants. We'll dump 2 of them, and then some turrets. And then we're going to go back to our spy grant and our research grant. I still want some good research. The quality of life increases, especially when you make your industry and your power production facilities less polluting. Kind of makes sense. Less pollution is better. I'm not going to deny that. So we're at 36. We're at 169. So we're talking about 13,000 or 13. Yeah, 13,000 a month now. That's not bad. Yeah, sell fuel for 7. Perfect. Not enough for another power plant, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to build another turret like I wanted. And then next month we'll build another power plant, and that'll take care of that. Back when I was playing this game, I played it with an old chum of mine, known him for about, I don't know, 15, 16 years now, something like that. His name was Mike, and he's the one that kind of got me worked into some of this stuff, like playing this stuff. And I used to play this game with him non-frickin' stop. It was nuts. What we would do is we would have so much cash sitting around. We would set up flux pods and create new districts. Like, we would throw down like 40 residential places, 5 or 6 sports arenas, 4 hospitals, security, and everything. And we would make the quality of life fluctuate so fast. It was really funny. We had this game pretty dialed in. Some people have got, you know, like football dialed in. Like they got a mean toss or football or whatever. You know, some people are really good at sports or pool or something. It's like, oh, he's got a mean curveball or whatever. This is my this is the pinnacle of what I'm good at. That was it. That was my heyday. Playing this. Good memories, good times. I don't regret any of it, and I wouldn't change a damn thing. Okay. I want a security up here. Bink. It's far more important to have security littered around rather than just clumped together. And oh, glad I built these generators. Freaking, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it happens twice a year, there was one time, I don't know how, I don't know if it's in the code, I don't know, whatever, but there was one game where the eclipses happened 3 times in 1 year. And I was so irritated by that. It's like, how is this even viable? How can I do this if the sun is away and I don't have enough batteries? So you have to build like 20 or 30 flux pods, which is cute again on paper, but I wish they had a battery storage facility. Like, here's a power net, or I don't care what you call it, but just a place where all the power is stored, and then it would be viable. I would have no problem eating up chunks of land for solar, but it just never pays off. It just in this game, though. Let's make that clear. Like I said, I like being green, absolutely. I've tried in many other games to be as green as possible, without a doubt. But this is just... this one doesn't really pan out, in my opinion. So we were at 26 quality of life, and then 30, and now 27. I can't remember if I traded. Now 27 again. Food to sell, I'm down with that. I will sell fuel at 10, and I will totally sell ore at 6, considering we bought it at 2? I bought it on the cheap, that's for sure. Okay, let's get this done with. So, civilian, 10k, military, let's do 8. And then I can dump 5 in there. And we're going to bump this back up to 18. As long as they don't go to the low 20s or the 10s, as long as we stay out of that area, I'm kind of okay with jumping up the tax. I think that sports facility helped, and we might want to build another one. The thing is, just like a lot of the other aspects of this game, the quality of life is not a BAM, it jumped 40%. Like, it never happens that way. Well, unless you played with Mike and I way back when. But still, like, it's a gradual thing. You want a slow build-up. At least that's how the game operates. So let's see, what do we need? I just dumped a bunch of grants. Good on... I need more power, really? 250. That means I have 5. That means I have 5 online. But those other 2 should be coming online this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yep, so there's another 100 megawatts. So we're good on power for a while. How are we on people in general? How's our density? Density's 85. Yeah, like I said, we've got easily to the end of the year for that. Yeah, I could use more industry. More laborers would be good. Okay. We're going to finish out June and then July, and then I'm going to call this an episode. We're getting more done. Things are starting to pick up nicely. I'm happy with it. There, your scientists have made an advance in pollution control. Please continue research. So, let's see how much that dropped us. Not much. Not much. So let's just bump this up a little bit here. I don't want to just dump all the money in there, then I can't use it for building. So I make it incremental. I'll sell food for 1, sure. Gems for 44. I'll sell tech for 18. Heck yeah. Gems you get randomly, quote unquote, out of your ore mines. I don't know the pattern. I don't know how often, but just once in a while you'll just get a gem or 2. So not really super worried about that, but it's a really nice treat when you get it. So let's work on industry some more. Another 6 is going to be perfect. And then that's enough for 1 more hydroponic. Again, just keeping our increases slow. Just want to ramp up a little bit here. Not super crazy. Okay, do we have any visuals on those aliens? None. Oh, there's way more ore here than I thought. Awesome. Yep, that's what I want to do. We're going to ramp up our ore and ore production, and then what I want to do is arms. Our arms labs. That's what's going to produce the ore into weapons, and then the weapons into tanks. Again, slow ramp up, so I want to make sure that we have a good basis of this before we move on to the actual arms production facility. So, that's going to call it for July. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Another episode of Utopia in the books.